Welcome to Neenah High School, the site for tonight's Fox Valley Association boys basketball opener between the visiting Kimberly Papermakers and the host Neenah Rockets. It's the winter season. That means USA Today Network Wisconsin is back covering boys and girls basketball. We got a doubleheader tonight between these two schools. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ricardo Arguello, hanging out as always with Brett Christopherson. Bringing you those high-definition shots is Jim Rosandick. We're all part of USA Today Network Wisconsin, and we're excited to bring you this doubleheader matchup between, again, the visiting Kimberly Papermakers and the host Neenah Rockets. The boys basketball teams are playing first. That will be followed by the girls team. Either way you slice it, we're looking at two, what we consider to be two competitive teams going at it tonight, both in the boys and girls. So good Friday evening to everyone. Are we okay here, Brett?
Yeah, we're good, Ricardo.
Okay.
We're good. You know, it's always a little adjustment when we go from football to basketball, but and it's been a while since we've done a Cellcom Varsity Game of the Week live stream. I think it was early November when we did a state quarterfinal football game here at Neenah, and ended up not doing a state semifinal just because it just wasn't any really good matchups for us.
And you didn't want to. And for good reason, you don't want to have to travel 3 hours the way I did.
That's kind of how they were, wasn't it?
It was like going to another planet.
You were in Medford.
I was in Medford.
Yeah.
Our colleague Mike Sherry was in, not Antigo.
He was up in
Rhinelander.
Yeah.
So, Brett, those are big hauls to go try to do state semifinals games. And let me tell you, I was a little worried. There's a lot of pine trees out there, a lot of darkness.
A lot of deer.
Yes.
But you made it unscathed. But, So it's been about a month, so it's going to, we're back at it, and we got a great doubleheader of rivals, of course, and this should be a good matchup. Two teams that are kind of feeling their way through. Some new faces on the Kimberly bench. We'll talk about Freddie Owens, the new head boys basketball coach, but maybe we'll start with some game notes, and we'll talk about tonight's game as we go along.
Well, I'll start. Again, this is the boys basketball we're seeing first here. I'll start with Neenah. Brett will follow with Kimberly. Brett did such a great job putting these notes together. Excited for our first basketball games of the season. Well, what do we know about the Rockets? Well, they're coming off a 56-46 setback against Brookfield East November 27th in their non-conference season opener. That was in Brookfield. Luke Young powered his way to an 18.8 rebound game. Shot 6 of 10 from the field, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Joey Dawn also finished in double figures for the Rockets, 15 points on 7 of 15 shooting. And overall, the Rockets struggled to find their rhythm offensively, though, particularly from three-point range. They were just 2 of 16 on their attempts. Overall, Neenah shot 36%, committed 16 turnovers. We didn't know anything about Brookfield East, Brett. They didn't report anything.
Yeah.
But Neenah, their next game is at Fond du Lac next Friday, and an FBA matchup tip-off scheduled for 7:30. Brett, Papermakers, what can you tell me about those Kimberly boys?
Yeah, Kimberly 0-1 on the season. The Papermakers opened their season with a 72-63 loss to Stevens Point on Tuesday. That was a non-conference matchup over in Stevens Point. I actually watched that game. We'll talk about that. I watched the stream. It was a real interesting game how that played out. But it took Kimberly, Ricardo, over 10 minutes before it finally got on the scoreboard. As it rallied then to nearly take down the Panthers. Ryan Buchanan, he had the hot hand for the Papermakers as he finished with 19 points on 7 of 11 shooting. That included 5 of 9 from beyond the arc. Mikey Wild, he added 12 points on 5 of 11 shooting. He also finished with 9 assists. Aiden Lam also scored in double figures with 10 points on 3 of 4 shooting. Kimberly hit 11 threes but turned the ball over 18 times in the loss. Splash standouts Grant Chandana and Jaden Cease. They had 20 and 19 points respectively. And then Kimberly, next game for them, Hortonville. I believe that is also, is that Tuesday or next Friday? I have to look that up, but the tip-off is scheduled for 7:45 p.m. in that one. So kind of an abbreviated game notes as well as teams start to kind of get going on the season. But good to be back, and I want to thank Mike Elkin, the athletic director here at Neenah High School, for making sure we were good to go. I know Rosie got here real early, and good to be back doing some high school basketball, Ricardo. We'll do a couple weeks, I guess, and then it's the holidays. We got to kind of shut it down again as we sort of did getting through that transition from the winter or the fall to the winter seasons. We'll shut it down again as we get through the holidays, and then We'll really pick it up hot and heavy, Ricardo. I'm excited about the basketball season around here in the Fox Valley, Northeast Wisconsin as a whole. The FVA is going to be grueling again, both boys and girls. A lot of state-ranked teams, some serious talent, some serious star power. And then you look even on the boys' side at the Northeastern Conference, Donovan Davis at Freedom. He's having a big start. The Irish look really tough, but that's going to be a good league. I'm hearing good things about Little Chute. Wrightstown, you figure FVL is going to be heard from as well. How about Appleton East? The boys taking down Marshfield the other night. Marshfield, I think, ranked 3rd in the state. So, again, it's going to be real interesting to see how it all plays out. Of course, the girls' side, we know how rugged the FVA is. Notre Dame on the girls' side, De Pere on the boys' side, Schwabenau on the boys' side. So it's just going to be really fun to check this whole thing out. And some great basketball for us to come.
Yeah, I'm trying to update my TikTok here, Brett. Let everyone know out there that, we will be doing both of these games.
Yeah.
It's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, well, I'll keep mentioning it throughout the webcast, but we will shut this down and then start a brand new link and file for the girls' game. So this isn't going to be a continuous link all night long. I want to have these two be separate files, and we'll just settle in for a good night of basketball here on a chilly night in Northeast Wisconsin.
Again, thank you all for joining us here tonight. Expecting a great pair of contests here. Again, the boys are up first, and the girls follow. Again, Kimberly and Neenah tonight. Hope everyone is enjoying a beautiful Friday evening. As Brett mentioned, a bit chilly. Those of you stepping outside, well, you don't have to come here because we got you covered when it comes to bringing you great Fox Valley Association basketball. Expecting a good one here, Brett, though. I know I'm excited.
I just wanted to, little technical thing to Rosie here. Camera 2 is not on right now, Rosie, just so you're aware of that. But in the meantime, I want to thank our sponsors, Ricardo, Cellcom, and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. For a limited time at Cellcom, every phone is on sale. Or free for new and existing customers. Capture all your holiday memories on a new phone. Stop in or shop online at cellcom.com and get your team, club, or business name out there with Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They customize products specifically to fit their customers' needs. Custom embroidery, screen printing, and graphic design. Cooney's does it all. Visit them online at Cooney'sEmbroideryandSportswear.com. Here you can see a good shot at I guess we'll still call it brand new Neenah High School, right? Second year now for this for the Taj Mahal, as we like to call it. It's just a gorgeous facility. Looking at the season series, all time, Neenah leads 74-65. I mean, you talk about just long time rivals, great basketball tradition at both schools. The longest Neenah regular season win streak in this series is 7 games. That was from 1977 through 1980, and again through 97 through 2000. Kimberly also had a 7-game winning streak way back when, though, 1963 through 66. That's John Yoke, our friend, coming up with all these great
Love
stats.
it. John's great. Great at what he does. I'll tell you that right now.
Be introducing the starting fives for both of these squads here in a little bit. You can see clock starting to wind down as we get ready for the tip. But, of course, first things first, Ricardo, we will have our national anthem.
Now it's basketball season, Brett.
You're ready?
Now it is. I remember you were getting all excited about it a few months ago. And I was like, hold on there, big fella.
You know,
but now, early December.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm ready for this.
Hey, I always enjoy the football season, but yeah, it's time.
And I think in the winter season, it goes by levels or little steps as well. A couple of weeks, it'll be wrestling season, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, you do a great job of covering the state meet, and before you know it, that's going to be here, right? It doesn't take very long. It's a long season, but a fast season, if that makes sense. It's crazy how quickly all of a sudden we're in the middle of January and kind of thinking about that stretch run for basketball.
Yeah, by late February, I turn into wrestling boy.
You love it.
Yep.
Nice crowd filtering in.
Yeah, let's take a look at the lineups here, BC. For Kimberly, Jake, is it Teofilo? He's a 6'5 center. Mikey Wilds, 6'3 guard. Aiden Lom, 6'3 guard. Landon Van Offeren, 6'4 forward. And Ben Grabner, 6'9 forward. Brett, interesting to note, all those are seniors.
Actually, Ricardo, I think it's Aaron Cullen, number 1. Teofilo, number 0, not in the.
Oh.
Yep.
I think he was out there celebrating with
fooling you, huh?
Yeah, so Kimberly is number 1. Yeah, Aaron Cullen.
Yep.
For Neenah, Mason Flees, 6'1 guard. Roan Kepper, 6'9 center. Luke Young, 6'3 forward. Joey Don, 6'1 guard. And Cal Juckham, 6'2 forward.
Neenah in the white, Kimberly in the red. Ricardo, Kimberly winning the tip, and we are underway. First game of the hopefully a nice, long, enjoyable season. Our Cellcom Varsity Game of the Week basketball live streams. The first of 2 that we'll have here tonight at Neenah High School. Girls game coming up next.
These new road uniforms for
Looks
Kimberly?
like it.
I don't remember them with the black trim.
No. Oh, nice spin and in for Grabner. Nice entry pass, too, for the big fella. I was watching, I said that Kimberly Spash game, and I was really impressed with Grabner, Ricardo, on the defensive end in particular. You look at Grabner, 6'9 senior, so he's got that size, but he really did a good job rebounding and protecting the rim. There were times when Spash would try to get inside, and he really altered shots or made them kick it back out and try to reset. So he's going to be a key piece to this Kimberly puzzle with that size, that length. And a good start for the senior for Kimberly. Neenah taking its time, setting things up offensively. Good spacing, Ricardo. Good movement so far.
Yeah, very deliberate with that offense is Coach Rubbis. Looking for that good shot.
Yeah, young, tough shot. Big, strong. He's going to be a key piece for this Neenah team. Entry pass inside. Good hands. Tough. High off the glass. Rebound. That was number 23 for Kimberly, Landon Van Offeren. We have our first foul of the night. Oh, check that. I'm sorry.
Is that a turnover? I think
it must have just been a turnover. Okay. I thought maybe Van Offeren was fouled. All right. Hey, it's going to take us some time to get used to the pace of basketball versus kind of that slow, deliberate style we see in football, right?
Well, both these teams had a great football matchup, Brett, a couple times, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, we were there for those. Neenah beating Kimberly in the, second round?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, somebody not on the Neenah boys basketball team this season, Grant Dean.
No, I just actually talked to Grant Dean yesterday, and that's a block.
By Grabner. Again, protecting that rim. But Dean, he was a key piece to this team, did a lot of the dirty work, athletic, could play some defense. Nice shot. That's Dawn with a beautiful little jumper, Ricardo. We're all tied up.
Yeah, Grant, was talking to him yesterday, and he's decided to enroll early.
At Wisconsin.
For the football team, as that three-pointer is no good.
Van Offeren with the miss. Yeah, that's a blow for Lee Rubbis. Again, he was kind of a guy that could do a lot of different things and
did a lot of dirty work. He was a defender. Obviously, the athleticism's top notch, and I'm sure they're going to miss him this season on the court. Kepper. Look at that, Brett.
oh, Caper.
Caper. Got to remember that. Very deliberate in the paint. I like what I see out of him there. He has got the pink shoes going.
We're going to offensive foul.
Kimberly fouls number 44, Ben Grabner, his first team foul.
Dawn bringing it up. Juckum back over to Young. Look at this matchup, Brett, between Kepper and Grabner.
Oh, nice shot off the glass. Caper with a couple buckets. And an early 6-2 lead for the Rockets.
I had to write that down. Caper, Brett. Kayper, phonetically. Oh, that's a foul. That's going to be called on number 3.
Neenah fouls number 3, Mason Fleece, his first team foul.
Oh, they have a different number. I got to make sure I follow that.
Cullen with it. Wow. How about that for a jumper?
Foul on Grabner as Caper was going into the paint.
And that's Grabner's already his second. So he'll have to sit down with those 2 early fouls.
Checking in for Kimberly, number 5, Ryan Buchanan.
Please. Dawn being closely guarded. Luke Young inside. That's Juckum, left hand. Look at that.
Nice finish. 8-4 lead for the Rockets as we look at our Cellcom Coonies Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Oh,
Nice
beautiful pass and good finish there. Van Offeren, his first bucket. Back and forth we go here. Good matchup so far.
Yeah, that was a nice feed from Cullen, Brett. Here's Fleas.
Oh, good back cut and a nice feed. Fleece. 4 players have already scored for the Rockets, Ricardo. That's just good team basketball. Finding the baseline cut, Fleece wide open, finishes. And Van Offeren working, just keeping that pivot foot almost with the finish. Good defense, though, by number 4. That's Caper. Deep 3 by Cullen. A little too strong, and Caper with the rebound, wearing that mask, Ricardo.
Yep. Protecting, I'm going to guess, his nose. Inside, nice pass inside.
That's
and they're
going to be on
call
Cullen.
foul. Yep.
Kimberly fouls number 1, Aaron Cullen, first personal, third team foul into the game for the Papermakers. Number 25, Keegan Blue, and number 33, Alex Krause,
10-6 lead for Neenah. 11:48 left here in the first half. Look at that. Working inside, no good. Rebound, Kimberly. Oh, off his foot.
Yep. Keegan Plew. Good running back for the Papermakers.
He was their leading rusher this past year, Brett. Which, by the way, I'm putting together my all-area football team.
Yeah, how's that coming?
Oh, it's a project, I'll tell you that.
Young working hard, off the glass, no good.
Wow, 4 early rebounds I have for Van Offeren. Foul.
I think that'll be on Young, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nick Schultz, all right.
Second team foul at the line for Kimberly.
So shooting a pair is number, 33, Alex Kraus, 6'4" sophomore.
Misses his first. Hits his second.
And Grandner back in for Kimberly.
10-7 lead here for the Rockets. 11 minutes left exactly in the first half. Dawn over to Young, from Bell back to Young. Taking
That's
a
Schultz.
3.
Buries it. Nick Schultz. Remember, he hit some big shots last season as well. I know he's counted on heavily. Nick Schultz, a 6-foot junior. Acrobatic. Is that Kraus?
Yeah, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Neenah fouls number 11, Nick Schultz, his second.
Now Schultz has 2.
13 foul. 2 shots coming up for the Papermakers. Alex Kraus back to the line.
This is his first.
Eric Cullen in for Kimberly. Ron Kamer is back for the Rockets.
Kraus trying to get his second here. His team down 13-7. Second free throw, no good as well.
So 1 of 4 for Kraus.
And one of the big question marks for Neenah is how are they going to look without some key graduates, right, Brett? Obviously, Brady Corso.
Brady's watching tonight down at St. Leo.
Yeah, helped take them to the state tournament last year. Had that great, was it? How many overtimes? I can't remember.
4.
Yep.
Against Arrowhead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Schultz feeling it. Buries another one. Second triple for Schultz, 6 points. And look at this, a 9-point lead here for the Rockets. About halfway through this first half. Grabner feeling it. Buries. How about the big guy coming off? After those 2 fouls, had to sit down, and no big deal, right? Finding that spot on the wing, and good for him, and he's got 5.
Definitely showed good stroke there, Brett. The big guy.
Well, that's an interesting thing, though, about this Neenah team in particular, Ricardo. And you think about Brady Corso, second all-time in Neenah history in scoring. But you think about that run of players they've had, like you think Adam Pullman, Matt Helt, of course, Max Klesmit, Cal Klesmit, Chevalier Emery, Carter Thomas, Pat Pater, these guys that when they won the state championship. Then you go to Corso. They've had some all-timers really come through here. And now.
Did you say Pullman?
I said Adam Pullman, yeah. I mean, and
Okay.
I think a lot of helped, I said. So a lot of these guys were top scorers in program history that have recently come through here. And not all that long ago. It was Grabner type. Tough take. He's got 7, Ricardo. But I'm not saying that this team doesn't have a guy that can kind of carry him, but it's a little different, right? Where you don't maybe have that guy coming in necessarily. Although Luke Young can take the game over right now, number 5. He just had the ball, kicked it out. But I'm kind of curious. I like watching Nick Schultz. I mean, he's got a nice, beautiful feed. Fakes the pull-up and finds Caper wide open. That's just good basketball. But I'm kind of curious, like a Nick Schultz, is he going to be a kid that can really step up and develop and become a big-time scorer? Grabner! And he's fouled. But, I mean, really, what a run of just all-time greats at Neenah.
Definitely, Brett. And this is always interesting to cover games early December because the teams are going to look radically different come February, how much better they're all going to get.
Both of these teams are going to be very, very different as the season goes along. And I got it in the game notes. I mean, Ricardo, these two head coaches, Lee Rubbis and now Freddie Owens, who we haven't talked about yet, they've got college coaching experience. So even a Chris Kellett at Appleton North, a guy that spent time at Lawrence. But you look at Freddie Owens in his first season with Kimberly. He's coached at a number of places: Wisconsin, UW Green Bay, Oregon State, College of the Holy Cross, and then Lee Rubbis. He turned UW Fox Valley right into a small school, a JUCO power, and then he was at Lawrence for a handful of years. That makes a difference. These guys see the game maybe a little bit little differently.
I think that resonates with the players, when you're showing them things and you've coached at different levels.
Well, just maybe even the preparation, just a little bit different, right? Maybe implementing some of the things at the college level.
Look at Bell with the good defense there on Cullen. Inside, feed.
Oof.
Ball will remain with Kimberly.
Thank you, Scott Schneider. Alex Krause.
Krause.
Yep.
Okay.
So there you go, Krause. Appreciate that. Looking at the chat.
Oh, nice poke away there by Bell.
And yeah, he's fouled by Cullen, so Bell going to the line. Cullen, that will be his second. Benji Bell, 6'3" senior. First free throw attempt of the night for the Rockets goes through for Bell. He's on the scoreboard there with 1 point, looking to make it 2. Bell, nothing but net.
Substitution for Kimberly is Mikey Wiles. Luke Young checks in.
7:18 left here in the first half. 2013 lead for the Neenah Rockets.
I was going to mention, though, Kimberly, of course, Freddie Owens in his first season leading this program. He replaces, of course, Wisconsin Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Famer John Murphy, who retired after 3 seasons with the Kimberly Papermakers. Of course, all those great years with Seymour as well. But Owens, a familiar face. Ricardo played at University of Wisconsin. He was a 2-year starter and a 4-year letter winner for the Badgers. Also a co-captain of the Badgers' 2002 and 03 Big Ten regular season and league tournament championship teams. Seems like he hit a big shot against Tulsa. Am I remembering that right, folks? Way back in the day? In the tournament, I want to say. I thought he spent some time even as the interim head coach at UW Green Bay.
He might have done that, yeah.
Young, nice bounce pass. Great cut. As Juckum with the bucket. Good team basketball. Not forcing it, right? Sees his teammate coming through on the cut, and just a beautiful little pocket pass right in the hands for Juckum.
The fouls of Neenah number 24, Xavier Mazares, his first, team 6th. Mason Fleece back in for the Rockets for Kimberly.
22-13, Rockets with the lead over Kimberly in our Cellcom Varsity Game of the Week live stream. Speaking of Lee Rubbis, he looks good in that plaid coat.
Yeah, I was telling you, Brett, before. It looks like something out of ESPN 1981.
Yeah, it's a special game, right? When he pulls out the Rocket plaid jacket. Looking good out there. Nice feed, speaking of which. And Van Offeren with the finish. Both teams sharing the ball well here in this first half. Wow, good move. Baseline, strong move by Fleece. Buchanan picks up the foul, so Fleece shooting 2. Ryan Buchanan, who was whistled for the foul, brother of former Kimberly standout Jake Buchanan. He was a 1,000-point scorer for the Rockets. Or I'm sorry, the Papermakers. Of course, Jake Buchanan played collegiately, Ricardo, at UW-Stevens Point. Got to get my pointers in there. And former Kimberly standout Seth Myron playing for the Pointers as well. But Buchanan had a nice game against Spash the other night, shooting lights out. Fleece getting in there, loose ball. Schultz somehow finds Young. Bounce pass, beautiful basketball, and the foul. Bazaris with the bucket, and he's going to the line for the three-point play. Points off of turnovers, Ricardo. Xavier Bazaris, the 6-foot sophomore.
I just like seeing Bazaris.
And the three-point play is complete with that free throw. So 3 points now for Bazaris, an 11-point lead.
Largest of the game so far for Neenah.
I have 7 players already scoring for the Rockets as well. Good feed and good help defense there. There's another turnover. Remember, they had 18 against Spash the other night.
Well, Brett, they have 5 unofficially so far against the Rockets.
Something that Coach Owens is going to want to clean up here as the season goes along, and they will. Too many good athletes on that Kimberly bench and on the floor right now.
Rockets obviously always well coached, Brett. You can see the discipline and trying to find that good shot.
Juckum's going to try one from deep. A little strong and rebound. That's number 4, Aiden Lam with the board.
Oh, had a route in there, Brett, but it ends up being a turnover.
3 Fox Valley Association teams right now ranked in the top 10 in this week's WisSports.net Division I State Coaches Poll. Of course, Oshkosh North at number 2, Kaukauna at number 4. I believe those 2 teams are playing each other tonight, by the way. Appleton North at number 8. De Pere is ranked number 1, and as I mentioned, Marshfield number 3, but Appleton East, right, took down the Tigers 39-37 in the season opener on Tuesday night. Marshfield team is going to be a team to watch for sure. Saw them take on the Rockets in the sectional championship at Spash. You weren't there that afternoon, but that was a battle.
Was I wrestling boy that night?
You were.
Brett, 7th turnover.
Almost.
And now it's back the other way.
Mark Miller, our friend, editor of the Wisconsin Basketball Yearbook, a basketball writer and scout now for Prep Hoops. He picks Oshkosh North to win the FVA. And then he's got Appleton North second, Kaukauna third, then Kimberly fourth, Neenah fifth to round out the top 5. See how it all shakes out. Three minutes, 20 seconds to go as we look at our Cellcom, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. 11-point lead for the Rockets, as Ricardo said before, the largest of the night. Grabner's had a big night, but good kick out. 3 from the corner, no good, but that was a good look for Lam. And I'm guessing Neenah Ricardo's just going to be patient here.
Yep.
Run some clock here, under 3 minutes to play, up 11. Work for that. Take a good shot and turn it into a best shot here. Oof, tough scoop. Wow, a little English on that. Fleece now with 5. I didn't think there was any way he was going to get that shot up, but had the spin and it drops through.
Being double teamed there.
Good ball movement, really fast and blocked. Fleece with the block. Fleece got a little, shows a little spunk out there, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
6'1" senior. Little scowl after that block.
Not afraid to, get down and dirty.
No, he goes inside and plays really well. Young, ooh, tough shot. Boy, beautiful. And everything working for the Rockets as the Papermakers going to have to burn a timeout. Full timeout for the Papermakers, down 15. The Rockets have doubled them up. Neenah looking
Brett,
really sharp right now.
It was at one point 16-12. Neenah with the lead and 14-3 run. I mean, that's pretty substantial.
Yeah, looking at the FVA schedule so far tonight, Fond du Lac is at Appleton East, Oshkosh West at Appleton West. That's an interesting game. Hortonville at Appleton North, of course, Lightning ranked 8th, but Hortonville off to a good start, 2-0. And then the big one, number 4 Kaukauna at number 2 Oshkosh North. Not sure where we'll be next week, folks, but I'll announce it on my Twitter account, or X, whatever you want to call it. Just give me a follow at PCBretC. And you can always access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. Gym is filled up nicely tonight, certainly on the lower levels. Nice job by the Papermakers to get out of that, token pressure, I guess we'll call it.
And Kimberly, the name of the game here has been missed shots 1 and 2. As we see another rebound. Yeah, turnovers, 8 so far. Brett, you said they had 16?
18, I believe, against Spash.
So they're right around that pace at the moment.
See Freddie Owens talking to one of the officials. He's not happy. We talked about getting Freddie on one of the podcasts at some point.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk to him after the game here. So I'm going to have to hustle down in between. Maybe talk to him a little bit and get maybe some thoughts on how his first couple of weeks here as basketball coach have gone.
Travel. Yeah, you can do that, Ricardo. And again, the game plan here is I'll shut this one down and immediately start up the next link, so I can get the girls game going while you're down there talking to Coach Owens. No problem. Come back up when you have some free time, and we'll finish up the girls' side.
Another turnover.
Wow, Fleece. And he's fouled on top of that. Showing, again, that emotion. And offering his first. And that is the 17th foul for Kimberly, so free throws coming the rest of the way for Neenah. Of course, Fleece looking to complete the three-point play yet again. Fleece now with 7 points. Caper with 6, Young with a bucket, Schultz with 6, Dawn with 2, Juckham with 4, Bizarros with 3, Bell with 2. Good balanced scoring so far for Neenah.
Bizarros. Sorry, I'm going to be just saying that intermittently. Love that name.
Trying to post up. Fleece knocks it away.
Fleece is right there.
Well, he's a strong kid, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's impressive. As you said, Ricardo, not afraid to get down there in the post and body up some of these guys. And
he's active. There's no doubt about it. Those are the kind of players that when you're on offense, they just bug the heck out of you.
Yep. You hate to go against them and love to have them on your team, right?
High energy. Nothing's going to come easy against him. Some ways, Brett, as we see this drive.
Oh, little overlay, but now nice job as Van Offeren sticking with it. Grabner, though, he'll go to the line. Good take, though, by Van Offeren.
Yeah, that maybe Fleece has maybe filled in that role that Dean might have had, you know, as kind of a really dogged defender, things like that.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Grabner, he's got, let's see here, he's now 2 of 3 from the line. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 9 points for Grabner so far tonight. Looking to make it 10. He's leading the Papermakers. Cullen has a bucket. Van Offeren with 4, and Krause with a single point from the stripe. And good job by the big man for Kimberly. He missed a lot of the season last year, I believe. Didn't he? Didn't he have an injury?
Well, it's hard. You can always see when it's a big 6'9" guy.
Yeah. Good-looking player as well. So some good talent on both sides. You can see the athleticism, really both teams, but of course Kimberly, they're going to get things going and they're going to get things rolling. They're going to work that offense through Grabner, I'm sure, and Cullen, he's a sharpshooter. Van Offeren, you look at talented athletically. Of course, Krause, he's active, and you see number 4 out there, Aiden Lam. Mikey Wilds is one of those key guys too. So too many good athletes, Ricardo, to stay down too long. You know, and get used to the new coach. I'm sure he's running some different stuff.
Look at Bell with that great defense, Brett. You see that?
I did.
Did not allow another shot to be taken. That's just outstanding. See, that's something that's not going to show up in the box score, I'll tell you that.
But you saw it.
I saw it.
Well, that was a good first half, entertaining first half. And as we look at our Cellcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear, the scoreboard shows the Rockets on top of the Papermakers, 32-17. We'll talk more about tonight's game, and I guess Ricardo sort of alluded to it. He's got the all-area football team, but I know he's got some Fab 5 and some Fab 5 stuff
and
as
some
well,
Fab
right?
5, yep.
Some basketball stuff coming up. So we'll talk everything that we have coming up digitally at USA Today Network Wisconsin after this short break.
For a limited time at Cellcom, every phone is on sale or free for new and existing customers. Because keeping you at the center of everything we do includes giving you the freedom of choice. Stop in or shop online at Cellcom.com.
Promote your business, unite your team, or just get your name out there with help from the professionals at Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Family owned and operated for over 20 years, we have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your business or organization. We can put your logo, name, or anything else you want on any article of clothing. From embroidery and screen printing to graphic design and heat press services, we've got you covered. Call today.
Welcome back to Neenah High School. And as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard, shows the Rockets on top of the Papermakers, 32-17. Ricardo, I see, fortunately we got the backside, but they're honoring the state champion Neenah girls cross country team here tonight.
I was able to watch them win that championship, Brett.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
So that's very nice. I know they were guests of our Clubhouse Live show. Coach Heitke, right, down there. You can see him. But congratulations to those young ladies. What a season. Division I state champs in girls cross country. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Cellcom, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Get those stocking stuffers ready with buy one, gift one free on all connected watches, tablets, and cameras. Mix and match to spread the love and cheer. Visit cellcom.com for details. And Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Visit them online at cooney'sembroideryandsportswear.com. Halftime, Ricardo, some first half thoughts on this one?
Well, the turnovers comes to mind when you're talking about Kimberly, Brett. They are on pace to have 18 turnovers. They had 9 first half turnovers. And anytime you have those kind of things going on, always short circuits, your possessions, things like that. You can never really find a groove when, out of every other possession, you're turning the ball over. I think Neenah's done a good job, especially in transition a few times, of, taking advantage of those turnovers or those takeaways and turning them into points. I think Neenah has been very advantageous. They've been really doing a good job, number one, of finding a shot, number two, of taking advantage of Kimberly mistakes, Brett. Impressive showing so far from what I've seen from the Rockets.
Yeah, looking good. Sharing the basketball, almost kind of look like a well-oiled machine right here. And we'll see the adjustments that Freddie Owens makes. And I think you're right, though. Just got to take care of the basketball. We can't keep turning it over. And you look at Kimberly again. It took over 10 minutes to get on the scoreboard against Spash, but then they got into overtime and had a great chance to win it. So you cut down on those turnovers, all of a sudden you probably win that game against Stevens Point. You're coming in here at 1-0 versus 0-1. But they'll get that all ironed out. It's a young season, Ricardo.
It is.
So stuff coming up. You mentioned.
Here, let me just run down a list of what I got coming.
Yeah. You're busy.
Either tomorrow or the next day. I can't remember when we're releasing it. It might be a Monday, actually. I have my all-area girls volleyball team coming out. There are some members from Neenah and Kimberly on that first team, so be sure to check that out. And then I'm also putting together an all-area football team, which, again, will have plenty of Kimberly and Neenah representation on that. But then Rosie right now is finishing up the Fab Five boys and girls basketball videos. She's doing a great job with that. I'm expecting those to run midweek next week sometime. Whenever Rosie can get me those videos and we can, overlook it, make sure everything's great. And so that's some big things coming up, Brett. Those are some things that people are looking forward to seeing, especially the Fab Five stuff. So we're really excited about that.
Can you give us a little hint on who the football player of the year is going to be?
I'll give you this hint. He plays in the FBA.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of good players in the FBA,
right.
So we'll see how that all shakes out. But good stuff, and looking forward to all that, including the Fab Five. Yeah,
and
go
then,
ahead.
Next Wednesday, Mother Nature kind of didn't do us any favors. And we'll be having Freedom Girls basketball on the round table this Wednesday. So that's something I'm really looking forward to, having the girls on. They're really excited about traveling over here or traveling to Appleton, I should say. And we have 4 players that are going to be a part of that show next Wednesday, so please check that out. And it won't be a 7:30 p.m. start. It will be 7 o'clock.
Back to 7?
Back to 7 for that next Wednesday. Again, the only online high school sports talk show in the States.
Yeah, it was a weird day, weird night Wednesday.
Kind of came out of nowhere.
Well, we didn't really have much snow, but it was so windy, and then the temperature dropped so much. So, yeah, that was a good call. We don't want the kids traveling when it was kind of almost sort of like whiteout at times. It was blowing so hard.
It was pretty bad. I was out traveling during that time. So
yeah, and then of course the roads freeze over with the moisture from the snow. So that was a good call. We were all set for Varsity Roundtable after our little hiatus, but we'll get back at it. And as I said, I'm not sure again where we'll be next week for another Cellcom Varsity Game of the Week basketball live stream, but I'll again announce it on my Twitter account at PCBrettsy. Give Ricardo a follow at Ricardo DeLeon. That's DELIAN. And Jim Rosandick at Metal Rosie, METALROSIE. Of course, this coming Monday, we have another Clubhouse Live. That's our Packers show. You can catch it live at the Fox Club inside Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium in Grand Chute. That's home of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers and, of course, the home to Clubhouse Live. We have a special show coming up. Green Bay Packers defensive tackle, the Pro Bowler, Kenny Clark is coming back, and we're going to have the Kenny Clark Holiday Food Drive. Anybody who brings in a non-perishable item, or like we like to say, Ricardo, non-perishable food items. You know, you can bring in a bag full of some cans, right? Can of soup, can of beans, some pasta, all that good stuff, but non-perishable food items. It's all going to benefit Paul's Pantry in Green Bay. Piggly Wiggly is not only sponsoring the event, but they will match all donations, and anybody who brings in a non-perishable food item gets an autograph from Kenny Clark. And I'm talking just an overall donation. I'm not saying if you bring in 10 cans of soup, you get 10 autographs. You know what I mean, it's your one donation.
One person, their donation.
Per donation, yes. Yeah. So definitely check that out. We're going to have a bit of an abbreviated show as well because we want to kind of get that going. We're expecting a nice crowd, but check it out. And it's just a fun time. And unfortunately, it wasn't a fun game for the Packers last night, but, you know, they're still 9-4 and in good shape. So, and Kenny played pretty well. Also, Kenny Clark, as far as timing goes, just named the Packers nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award as well. So,
I know he's proud of that.
Absolutely. Second time he's been nominated, but congratulations to our friend Kenny Clark. And, again, great timing considering he's going to be giving away or trying to raise some food for families in need, especially this holiday season. So definitely check it out. Starts at 6:30. Gates open at 5 o'clock. Admission is free. Parking is free. Go in and grab some food, some burgers, some drinks, and just have some fun. And get an autograph from Kenny Clark. Just bring in a non-perishable food item. We'd appreciate the support. And then actually the week after, I'll announce this as well. Romeo Dobbs is going to be on the show. We're going to have a toy drive that's going to benefit Toys for Tots. The Marines are going to be there collecting the toys and taking them away and distributing them. It's going to be the same deal. Bring in a toy, get an autograph from Romeo Dobbs. So I really love the fact, Ricardo, that we're using Clubhouse Live, especially during the holiday season, to give back to some fantastic causes.
I'm going to have to look through and see if I have any toys to donate as well. Let me tell you something. When my son was little, he still gets too much junk, like in terms of
Christmas
presents from different sides of the family. I want to say, and I was laughing with him about it, he probably has 5 or 6 things he never even opened when he was a young kid. You know what I mean? So I might bring a couple things, is what I'm saying.
We've kind of put the kibosh on that a little bit as the year's gone. It was just nonsense. You're getting presents just for presents' sake.
Yeah.
You know what I like? Just give me a nice dinner, some family time. That's all I need.
Yeah, but you're old.
If we want something, we'll get it ourselves.
My family, when I was little, we didn't have no money. I got one present.
And I'm sure you're grateful for that.
I was grateful for that, and my son had so many presents. Like I said, he had ones that he didn't even look at or open up.
Well, bring those to the toy drive.
I'd have to.
Hey, first half scoring for Neenah. Fleece with 7, Caper with 6, Young with 2, Schultz with 6, Dawn with 2, Juckham with 4, Bazaris with 3, Bell with 2. For the Papermakers, Cullen with 2, Van Offeren 4, Krause with 1, and Grabner with 10. Also, folks, don't forget about a digital subscription to any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites.
I heard that's only $1.
$1 for 6 months. That's postcrescent.com, any of our sites. Gets you full unlimited access on your desktop, tablet, and mobile devices every day. Exclusive subscriber newsletters, full access to national reporting with the USA Today Sports Plus app. Also includes the e-edition, which is a digital. I always have a hard time saying digital. That's a digital replica of the print edition. Please help play a vital role in supporting local journalism that you and your community can trust by signing up for a digital subscription today. Find more information on any of our websites.
Just about ready to start the second half. 32-17 lead for Neenah.
First of 2 games tonight for us. Hang out with us all night because we have the girls' game following this one. And again, I will shut this game down. It'll be a brand new link coming up on postcrescent.com. Also our Facebook page, our YouTube channel as well, USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube. So take a look at the girls' side. Kimberly coming in on the girls' side ranked 3rd in the state, Ricardo. But they're banged up. Got some kids missing. And, of course, Neenah We'll talk about that in the girls' game. Life without Allie Zabel, but they're off to a fantastic start. Andy Brownell does such a good job. Longtime coach, the dean of the FVA now. But they got some sharp shooters as well, including a kid by the last name of Klesmit. Second half gets going. The Rockets open it up with the ball and up 32-17. Good to be back in the gym. A lot warmer, although we had a great football season, didn't we, with the weather?
It was almost ridiculous.
It was too good.
Yeah.
And good start as Caper now with 8 after that bucket. Every Friday night, even through the state quarterfinals, was nice. It didn't really get bad until state, right? There was snow on the first day. I don't know if we
Yes, it was. State football looked great the second day.
Yeah.
First day, yeah, it was pretty tough because I covered the Wrightstown final.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get one of those seasons ever again. Ooh, and looks like Caper will get called for the foul.
Fouls on the Rockets, number 4, Rowan Caper, his second. First team foul at the line for Kimberly
Van Offeren, his first trip to the free throw line tonight.
Outstanding.
It was almost every night was every Friday night was warm.
Van Offeren was on the football team, Brett. Outstanding. I want to say linebacker, safety.
Yeah. And misses the pair. But one thing we don't have to worry about is the weather inside, right? It'll be nice and toasty warm all through the winter season here. Neenah, of course, coming off a season in which it finished 21-8, advanced to the WIA Division I state tournament for the 3rd straight year. The Rockets, we talked about it, they fell to Arrowhead 99-95 in 4 overtimes.
One of the best games I've ever been to or covered, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, in the state semis, Neenah, Brady Corso, he had 30 points that game.
And I think, went to 4 overtimes that game, and that really took a lot of I don't want to say they were tired the next day, but I think Arrowhead got kind of raced.
Yeah.
They kind of got boat raced a little bit in the championship game because how many 4 or 5 overtimes? Come on, that's tough for you.
That's a lot of extra basketball, isn't it? Yeah. Corso, 1,394 career points. That ranks, I believe, 2nd in Rockets history. He's playing collegiately at St. Leo. Of course, Ricardo, guys like Charlie Wunderlich, Justin Jansen, Ethan Hosel. They were also critical pieces to that state tourney team, all graduated as well, so some holes to plug in for Lee Rubbis this season. But Neenah looking pretty good so far here tonight. Those 3 straight trips to state for the Rockets, that's the first time they've done that since 1976 through 78. The final 3 seasons of what was a stretch of 5 straight state tourney bids under the legendary Ron Einerson. Neenah has qualified for state 4 times in the past 6 seasons under Lee Rubbis. It's like Grabner with a block. I think Mark Miller didn't, I want to say Mark Miller called Coach Rubbis the current day Ron Einerson. I don't know if Lee would be comfortable with that comparison. I know Lee has tremendous respect and reverence for the great Ron Einerson. Cullen, good job. Nice job by Cullen just to stay with it. He's got 4. Let's see if the paper makers can kind of tighten things up defensively, take care of the ball, and chip away at this deficit, make this a closer game here in the second half. Good double on, was that Juckum? Instead, Fleece, tough take, and another nice finish at the rim for Fleece. He's got 9. That's a good matchup there. Fleece defending Cullen.
Look at that.
Beautiful. Van Offeren with the bucket.
He was like, what about a foul there, my friend?
He was waiting for the whistle. No whistle. Good crew out here tonight officiating this game. I was going to say, to get Kimberly back in this one, kind of like what they did against Spash, is Juckham with the miss. Three-pointers. They were hitting some threes. What did I say? Did they hit 11 against Stevens Point?
That's a great number.
Yeah, 11 threes against Spash, and Buchanan had a bunch of those. But that Neenah defense being pretty tough tonight, and Juckham taking the feed and finishing. He's got 6. And a 17-point lead now for Neenah with just about 14 minutes remaining in this one. Oh, beautiful cut and bounce pass to Van Offeren from Cullen. Trying to double the basketball near the top are the Papermakers, trying to push them along a little bit, Ricardo.
Yeah.
Hurry the pace, maybe force some turnovers. Fleece another basket inside. And he's got 11. He's just doing a good job, just kind of probing the paint. It's open, and he just goes up and takes it.
Using good use of the backboard as well, knowing where his layup will be.
As a lot of people like to say, the backboard is your friend. And Van Offeren using the glass, and he's got 6 quick points this half, 10 on the night. And the Papermakers burning a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout for Kimberly. Kimberly with 2 fulls and a 30 remaining. Rockets with 3 fulls and a 30. Yeah, Lee Rubbis. You look at this. I check my math, folks, out there if you can. But since the 2018-19 season, I have Neenah at 133 and 34 overall. That's a 796 winning percentage. 86 and 22 in the Fox Valley Association. That's 796 winning percentage. That stretch includes a pair of FBA titles, a D1 state title, 4 state tournament appearances. Was it 3 seasons ago now? Neenah won the Division I state title with a 29-1 record, first state championship since winning the Class A state title in 1978.
Is that good, 29-1?
That's pretty darn good. Of course, Lee Rubbis, it's hard to believe, already in his 10th season here.
Brett, I'll never forget it. I was on vacation in Florida when they won the state title.
Yeah, that's where you want to be.
Yeah, it's I felt bad because that's my first boys tournament that I missed. I don't know how many years, but I was able to watch it down there, though.
A historic season, 29-1. Then the following year, De Pere went 30-0. It's pretty good basketball in these parts, huh?
What? I heard that it's only Milwaukee area that gets.
Well, that's, yeah, for the high school sports, right. Not much going on up here in the northeast Wisconsin.
That's right. We barely got running water up here. Or didn't you know?
Never understood that as a travel. Good job just trapping along that sideline. Ricardo using that sideline then as an extra defender as well, so forcing the turnover. Yeah, high school sports around here, as we say all the time, we're very lucky. Some of the best in the state of Wisconsin right here in the Appleton area, northeast Wisconsin, Fox Valley. Saw that in football, right? Bayport winning the Division I state title, Notre Dame Division III. De Pere darn near made it in Division II. Oshkosh North has won basketball titles recently with Tyrese Halliburton, those guys. And Spash, of course, over in the central part of the state. That's a USA Today Network Wisconsin as well. And a nice little floater by Juckham. I wonder what the Rockets are shooting tonight. Not really even shooting a lot of threes, just getting inside.
They've taken good shots, though. I will say that that's, again, coaching, when they know Rubbis' system. And
good hands by Van Offeren. That was a pass from Buchanan.
Van Offeren, again, he's having a big second half.
Yeah, 8 points. 8 points this half, 12 on the game. Young, again. I'd like to. It'd be good to see a shot chart and how many shots have been inside. Like you said, taking really good shots, high percentage shots.
Yep.
Krause, tough take. Young with the board, and here come the Rockets on the move. Young, just again, a little floater inside, too strong, but a good shot. I think they're going to get Schultz. That'll be his third.
Neenah number 11, Nick Schultz, his third, the second team foul. Benji Bell will check in for the Rockets, and long returns for the Papermakers.
But Lee Rubis, 10th season here as the Rockets head coach, 173-66 here, 276 and 122 overall in his career, which also includes, of course, a stint with Xavier. That's when I first saw Lee Rubis back in the day. That offense, Ricardo, 10 points now this half. And right now, feeling it and doing his work inside as well.
It just seems that the Rockets have an answer every time Kimberly gets a bucket or something like that, Brett. So,
but I remember Lee is a fiery head coach for Xavier. I say that with all due respect. He was so into it. And then you start to get older and you just don't have the energy. There's Bazaris with the tough or a good take. No, I checked that. That was Benji Bell, I'm sorry. 3 from the corner. That was short by Wilds. Rubis, Ricardo, he'll be a WBCA Hall of Famer at some point in his career, without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Schultz to Young. Juckum. Back to Schultz. Oh, he'll pop from 3.
Yeah, he's got the range for sure. That's what Kimberly's going to need, though, Ricardo. They need to start hitting some threes. They need to find a shooter. See if they can knock down some triples. Whoa, how about that take? And that's number 30. Is that Krause? He's going to go to the line shooting a pair.
Yeah, that was a nice spin move from Krause, Brett, a 6'4" sophomore. Just couldn't finish.
Krause, 1 of 4 tonight from the free throw line, has the single point so far. And off on that one as well. Can't get either to fall.
Near the 10-minute mark here in the second half, Brett, these possessions are going to get even more and more important for Kimberly if they want to make a comeback here.
Joey Dawn with the triple with a nice feed by Schultz. Schultz had maybe something inside, but the defense closed out pretty fast in the paint, and that was just good vision by Schultz to find Dawn for the triple. Again, sharing the basketball. We've seen that all night long as Cullen rims out from 3. And Neenah in complete control here halfway through this second half. Up, 18 points as we look at our Cellcom and Cooney's embroidery scoreboard.
Inside, no good on the left hand.
Good job by Juckum to follow the miss, and he'll go to the stripe.
Kimberly fouls number 25. Keegan Blue is first. The team's second. Carol Juckum is at the line, shooting 2 for the Rockets.
But again, as I said when we started the the broadcast here tonight, Ricardo. It's going to be a good season. There are so many good teams, basketball-wise, in different conferences that it's going to be one of those seasons where it's going to be tough maybe to pick a game to feature as our Cellcom Varsity Game of the Week. Both boys and girls side are loaded.
I think you're correct, Brett. 49-20. I did not see this 20-point lead.
No, I didn't either.
The Rockets. To me, I thought both these teams were similar, and I guess maybe perhaps in talent, but right now it's all been Neenah. Maybe it's the power of the plaid jacket.
Neenah's largest margin of victory in this series is 30 points. That was back in 1992. There's Schultz with a bucket. He's got 8. So that's something to keep an eye on. I mean, this is a 22-point game. And going to the line will be number 4, Rowan Caper.
The foul's number 4, Aiden Lum for the Papermakers. His second, 13th foul. Rowan Caper's at the line, shooting 2 for Neenah.
Looking at Caper tonight, 8 points, and Papermakers are going to take another timeout. This one will be a full.
.8:34 left here in the second half. 51-29 lead for Neenah.
Looking at Neenah's schedule, again losing to Brookfield East in the opener, but some of their non-conference, they have Kenosha Indian Trail right here on December 21st. They're going to go all the way over to UW River Falls on December 28th for the River Falls Holiday Tournament. They're going to take on Hudson. Ooh. They got Wisconsin Lutheran here on February 8th, Ricardo. That might be a game we need to check out down the line. Wisconsin Lutheran's tough, and they have another Knipple coming through. You look at Kimberly, they've got Whitnall in the Baird-Gusman shootout at Kaukauna. That's on December 14th. They're going to take on Bayport in the Sundrop shootout at UW Green Bay on December 28th. Also, they're going to be taking part in the Germantown tournament late January. West of Pier in late February, so some good non-conference games for both sides coming up as well. So far, Hortonville at 2-0, and then Appleton East, Appleton North, Appleton West, Oshkosh North, all at 1-0 coming into tonight's action. Curious about that Kaukauna. Well, I suppose they maybe haven't even played yet if that's not a boys-girls doubleheader. Kaukauna, Oshkosh North boys, that's a big one. 4 against 2 in the state. We have to check out Oshkosh North at some time. We've got to see Appleton North. We've got to see Hortonville boys and girls. Freedom, as I mentioned. Be nice if some of those Green Bay teams, if we could get them as well. I'd love to see De Pere. Love to see Ashwaubenon with Amari Allen.
It's true.
Allen, an Alabama recruit. Of course, at Oshkosh North, Xavier Mitchell going to Iowa State. There's a triple, and that's Krause nailing one from deep. Doing a little razzle-dazzle as well with the ball. There's the double team at the top. Good job by Kimberly to scramble back and find their man defensively. Neenah's just going to reset and really can just run some clock up 19. Schultz, went up, looked like he was going to take that mid-ranger. And down the floor quickly. That's a bucket by Lom, his first points of the night. A little bit of a run here for the Papermakers, 5 straight points. Bounce pass inside, Fleece again, and that was a good feed from Caper.
Strong game from him. Strong game, 13 points, Brett. Really being a pest on defense. Those are the kind of players I love, Brett.
30-second timeout.
He has played every FBA school in the WA state and WA tournament. How many times has Neenah and Kimberly played in the last 12 years of the tournament?
Again, folks, we will be streaming the girls' version of this game after this one. The plan is to shut this stream down, and then I'll open up a brand new link. Same deal. We'll be on postcrescent.com, our Facebook page, and our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. Some outstanding talent on both sides in that one as well. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be some good basketball for sure. Looking forward to it. It's fun to kind of start the season, Ricardo, with a couple games right out of the chute. Kind of reminds me of the tournament time when Rosie and I typically will do a game in the afternoon and then another one at night. Good take by Lam.
Those are always fun. Usually I'm wrestling boy watching one of those streams at Team State Wrestling.
Yeah, we did the Neenah Hortonville girls
Yep.
game that afternoon. Let's talk about last season, the sectional championship, and then came here for the Neenah Hortonville regional final that night. It's a long day, but a fun day. I mean, we're watching basketball. How can you complain, right?
You shouldn't.
I don't.
Okay.
Only if I'm getting a little hungry. Neenah doing a good job of adjusting to that little trap at the top.
Not panicking. They you know, these kids have been in some huge games, Brett. Talking about Neenah.
Multiple sports, too.
Yep.
Good idea. Bounce pass from Caper to Fleece was just a little off target.
Oh.
Yeah, jump ball.
Looks like Cullen kind of slipped a bit.
You call yourself wrestling boy, Ricardo, but I know you you enjoy it.
I do. I say that with a feeling of, you know, warm feelings. Wrestling is so, boy, it is intense at that period with individual state wrestling and then the team wrestling tournament. I've grown to really enjoy covering it. And I think it helps that our area just happens to have some of the very best wrestlers and teams in the state.
Incredible talent. A lot of respect for those kids and what they put themselves through. You know, we saw the Neenah girls cross country team being recognized at halftime too, Division I state champs. But I mean, those athletes, it doesn't matter what sport you're in, they work so hard and train so hard, lift and conditioning, and just so many, again, great athletes around this part of the state. Grabner whistled for his third. Final 6 minutes and some change remaining in this one. 18-point lead for the Rockets as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Beautiful gym here. Still miss the Ron Einerson Fieldhouse, though.
Oh, of course.
That's at the what was the high school, now the middle school here in town.
It's being put to good use, I'm sure. The Einie Dome.
Yeah. Beautiful. Whoa, we're going to get a
that's
travel.
locked.
Yep. It's where we filmed our high school sports awards show.
Yes.
When we had to go virtual again that season. We're expecting and planning another live show this next spring at the, I believe at the Lambeau Field Atrium again up in Green Bay. Many of the state's top players, athletes, coaches, and teams will be recognized. Going to get our fall nominees out here pretty quick and release those, but should be a good time. It's always one of my favorite events, Ricardo. We can cap off a great season yet again with a fantastic show. Guessing we'll have some member of the Green Bay Packers there as the celebrity guest. Ooh.
Tough shot.
Fouls on Neenah, number 3, Mason Fleece, his second, team 6.
Got to give a shout out to Rosie up there bringing you all those high definition shots. You're the man, Rosie.
There he is. We love doing football, and that's a good take and finish. That's Cullen. But always a little bit more room, right, in these gyms.
Oh yeah. For the most part.
For the most part.
Foul is on number 1, Aaron Cullen, his 3rd personal. 5th team foul on the Papermakers.
This, please.
Ooh.
Oh, just missed.
Double dribble.
Yeah. You know, Kimberly has cut down on its turnover spread. That's only the second one unofficially that I have for them in the half.
I see over there on the left side of the gym, our left side anyway. I see the Kimberly girls getting ready.
Can't miss them with their candy stripe warm-up pants.
Yeah, they're ready. They're ready to take the floor. Watching the action intently here. There they are. Good shot by Rosie. They're ready to go. They're saying it's our turn. Good feed inside, and there's another finish by Bazaris. Bazaris now with 5.
Kind of sounds like a Marvel character, huh there, Rosie? Bazaris.
Van Offeren now with the bucket. Maybe you should come up with your all-name team.
I'm going to have to put some on. We've had some good ones.
In all sports. Full timeout. Is that for the Papermakers? Yep. 1 timeout remaining for Kimberly. A 30-minute or 30-second time. 30-minute would be a long timeout. 3 fulls for the Rockets. Appreciate everybody checking us out tonight. Hanging out with us on a Friday night in December. Do it again here in a little while. We'll get the girls' game going. Again, that's a separate link, separate file, everything. I'm going to shut this down, so don't keep watching this expecting to see the girls after this.
He's going to have to shut her down.
Shut her down and restart it up for the girls' game. The William Contreras walk-up song for the Brewers, Ricardo. Oh, what is this?
I've heard like a hip-hop version of it that's super cool. They use a lot during some of the football games. $55-39, 4:23 left here in the second half. Neenah comfortably ahead.
Ooh.
Nice. Young.
Breaking the press. There's Young. Just using their speed, getting out. Good job by Schultz to find Bazaris, who then finds Young inside. Looking at Luke Young, he's got 6.
Whoa.
Alex Krause for 3.
And Krause a triple. His second of the game, both this half. He's got 7. And
steal there.
Yeah, Van Offeren. What is going on here? Going to stay with the Rockets. 18 points for Van Offeren, Ricardo. 14 this half.
Well, he had a strong first couple minutes. Oh,
another turnover. Wow, there's Van Offeren, or I should say Krause. Look at this. And a timeout.
Yikes, Brett. That's 8 unanswered points.
Wow.
From Kimberly.
And a 10-point game.
And I'm sure Robus isn't happy with that turn of events.
No. This went from a very comfortable game to now 10-point game.
I just called it comfortable. I said comfortably ahead. I had to
3 minutes and some change to go. You never know now. So good job by Kimberly now, ratcheting things up defensively, getting a bunch of turnovers. And how about Ricardo Krause nailing a couple triples as well? He's got 10 points, 9 coming this half on 3 3-point buckets. Van Offeren, as I said, doing some damage, 18 points, 14 this half. Rockets talking things over. You can see a good shot of Coach Robus there, drawing up some stuff for Ricardo to go against that press. Looking at team fouls, 6 for the Rockets, 5 for Kimberly. Foul trouble, Caper with 3, Schultz with 3 for the Rockets. For the Papermakers, Cullen has 3, and Grabner 3 as well.
Brett, at one time it was 51-29.
Yeah, it was a 22-point game, right? Yeah.
And right now that's an 18-6 run by the Papermakers to get back into this.
The fouls on Kimberly, number 1, Aaron Cullen, his 4th.
So Cullen's 4th.
Team foul number 6.
So both teams now with 6 fouls apiece. 3:42 to play, Ricardo. I'm guessing we're going to see some free throws here down the stretch.
That's always fun.
There's that trap again, trying to get out. Juckham now has it. Ooh, good feed to Bazaris, who's fouled and finishes.
Nice pass inside, Brett.
Number 23 landed Alfred is second. The team's 7th. Bazaris at the line.
Good tough finish by Bazaris in traffic as well. Xavier Bazaris, 6-foot sophomore, gives the Rockets some pretty good spunk off the bench, doesn't he?
Bazaris the bold. How's that sound, Rosie? Sounds like a warrior.
8 points for Bazaris. 3 coming. Krause was feeling it.
Look at Young working for that board.
Well, that pressure's tough. That's where you get that athleticism, right? And that's going to be Cullen. That's going to be his 5th.
The Kimberly fouls number 1, Aaron Cullen, his 5th personal foul.
So he fouls out. 8-team foul for Kimberly. Yep. Bonus free throws coming.
Checking in for the Papermakers is Ryan Buchanan. Nick Schultz at the line for Neenah.
Schultz shooting the 1-and-1. First trip to the stripe for Schultz. He's got 8 points. 13-point lead. We've got to fix the scoreboard here, guys. Now, there we go. Sorry about that, folks. Now we got the scoreboard right.
It's all right. First game, Brett.
I feel like I'm doing pretty good on the scoreboard tonight. Schultz makes both.
So now that's a 5-0 run to answer that 18-6 run, Brett.
Yeah, and Schultz with 10 points.
Look out.
Good bounce pass. Buchanan with the finish.
Ryan Buchanan.
That's a foul. That's going to be called on number 4. Lam.
His 3rd.
9th team foul, Ricardo, so still 1-and-1 for Neenah. Juckham at the line. And Juckham, he's 2 for 2 for the Rockets so far tonight. He's got 10 points as well. This is the front end, so Kimberly with it. That's, you look at, again, at the balanced scoring for this Rockets team, Ricardo. That might be the overall strength, right? Maybe you don't need a guy just to do all the heavy lifting. You got a whole bunch of different guys that can contribute. There's a nice curl to the basket by Van Offeren. Just couldn't get it to fall. And Juckham nearly coming down with that bucket. Instead, shooting 2.
Two shots for the Rockets in the line, Cal Juckham.
Still 2:18 to play in this one. Juckham good on the pair, so 12 points for Cal. And that's going to be on Fleece, his 3rd, 6th team, or check that 7th team foul.
Neenah's over the limit.
So bonus free throws now coming for
Mikey Wilds.
Mikey Wilds, yeah. Mikey Wilds looking for his first points of the game.
Heck of a cornerback for the Papermakers during the fall.
One of two for Mikey. 64-50 is the Neenah lead. Kimberly still trying to force that ball away. Still 2 minutes to play, Ricardo. A long time yet. And Young, good feed from number 14, Joey Dawn. Gotta say, you know, pretty good fight by Kimberly, right, to come back into this one. I mean, got it down to 10 as Van Offer now with a bucket. They're not going away. That's going to bode well down as the season moves on as well.
Right. Championships aren't won in early December, Brett. So they have plenty of time to correct mistakes.
Schultz at the stripe for the Rockets.
I would even venture to say that I think the basketball season's too long.
It does. There's a lot of games in there.
But
yeah.
what can you do? I mean, you can't have the spring season start any earlier.
No.
Right?
No. Well, maybe, yeah.
I guess you could have it where it starts a little later, but, you know, how much later, that's, you know, that'd be a good discussion.
Alex Krause.
He just traveled.
Yeah, you think the basketball season starts in November, doesn't end till March for a lot of teams. Looking to be a Rocket timeout.
Yes.
Timeout on the floor. Full timeout by Neenah.
Good to hear
Jim Strick.
Jim Strick, our guy. He was a very prevalent voice during tournament time.
Yeah.
He did many of the football games. Girls volleyball, I know.
Very talented.
It's always good to run into him at those tournaments. It's always fun, too, when he's doing games that involve Fox Valley Association teams, Brett. You know, he obviously knows the athletes and the coaches and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
School administrators.
Well, former athletic director here. Also did some work at the collegiate level, SID at UW-Stevens Point. Did also worked at Minnesota, University of Minnesota, I believe, for a while as well. Known Jim a long time. Great guy.
.121 left here in the game. 68-54 lead for Neenah.
I'd be remiss if I didn't say our guy Dan Powers is down there, photojournalist. He's going to take a combined photo gallery. He's going to combine, of course, photos from the boys' game and then stick around for the girls' game as well. So there'll be all one encompassing photo gallery. But check it out later tonight on postcrescent.com. Dan, of course, does great work, as does Bill Glasheen, Torque Mason up in Green Bay, Sarah Klopping as well. Ooh, tough shot. Ooh. Mikey Wilds with a little fadeaway there. There's a good look at Dan before.
Just came short of the dunk.
Good looking player.
Alex Krause.
Back and forth. It seemed like kind of a low-scoring game for a while now. It's really picked up back and forth.
Well, at the half, it was 32-17 Neenah, Brett.
Yeah, well, of course, that pressure, right, that Kimberly, that little flurry there, forcing some turnovers. And again, folks, one last time, stick around. I'll start the girls basketball live stream in a little while. Got to, of course, wind this thing down here and go over the final scoring totals, that good stuff, as Schultz with a bucket. And then we'll start a brand new stream for the girls' game. Again, you can find it at postcrescent.com, our Facebook page, and USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. I think that is going to be finally how this game comes to a close. Rockets with the win. Ricardo, some quick thoughts.
I thought Kimberly played a much better half. And, I think we talked about this during the game. Not just the turnovers, but I think finding a consistent outside threat is probably paramount for them, as well as maybe playing a little bit, clean things up on defense. For Neenah, I was really impressed by what they displayed out here. Very good fundamentals. It's really hard to zero in on one player, Brett.
I know.
Defense, because they have so many guys who can fill up the hoop. That's a good thing.
Well, Ricardo, real quick, I've got 3 Rockets in double figures and 6 with 8 or more.
Yeah, so it's that's going to bode well. But I'm sure Coach Rubbis is going to want to find a guy or two that kind of separates them from the mix. It's always nice to have that kind of diversity, Brett. But you eventually want a go-to guy, right? Someone 1 or 2, 3 guys maybe that you can turn to during those clutch moments. And there will be many of those during the season.
Absolutely. So good stuff, folks. And Ricardo, I know you want to get down there and talk to.
I'm going to try my best to get a hold of him.
But appreciate everybody watching here.
But, we'll see you back here for the girls' game.
Just adding up my my scorebook here, folks, and I'm going to run down the scoring. Make sure it all adds up. That's a good thing. So for the victorious Rockets, Fleece with 15 to lead Neenah. Caper with 8, Young with 8, Schultz with 14, Dawn with 5, Juckham with 12, Bizarros with 8, Bell with 2, for Kimberly, Cullen with 6, Wilds with 3, Lam with 3, Buchanan with 2, Van Offeren a game-high 20 points, Krause with 14, Grabner with 10. With the victory, Neenah improves to 1-1 on the season overall, 1-0 in the Fox Valley Association. The Rockets are at Fond du Lac next Friday in a Fox Valley Association matchup. Tip-off is scheduled for 7:30 p.m. Kimberly falls to 0-2 on the season overall, 0-1 in the FVA. Kimberly next at it. The Papermakers will be home against Hortonville. Fox Valley Association matchup. Tip-off is scheduled for 7:45 p.m. Again, thanks to Cellcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Get those stocking stuffers ready with buy one, gift one free on all connected watches, tablets, and cameras. Mix and match to spread the love and cheer. Visit cellcom.com for details. And Cooney's, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Visit them online at Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear.com. Again, folks, I'm going to shut down this stream, and we're going to be right here in a few moments for the Neenah Kimberly girls game. That's going to be a different stream, different link. Again, you'll find it on postcrescent.com, and it will stream live also on Facebook and our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. But for now, for Ricardo, for Rosie and the crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, I'm Brett Christopherson signing off from Neenah High School. The boys' final tonight. Neenah takes down Kimberly 72-58. Thanks for watching, everybody.